My assistant, Stephanie Ryan, sent me this wonderful thing a couple of days ago. I guess it was actually Monday when I got home, and she knew the kind of weekend I was having last week. And she sent me this from the Chicago Daily News, dated February 5th, 1960, by a fellow named Sidney J. Harris. I walked with my friend to the newsstand the other night, and he bought a paper thanking the newsboy politely. The newsboy didn't even acknowledge it. "A sullen fellow, isn't he?" I commented. "Oh, he's that way every night," shrugged my friend. "Then why do you continue to be so polite to him?" I asked. "Why not?" inquired my friend. "Why should I let him decide how I'm going to act?" As I thought about this incident later, it occurred to me that the important word was act. My friend acts toward people. Most of us react toward them. He has a sense of inner balance, which is lacking in most of us. He knows who he is, what he stands for, how he should behave. He refuses to return incivility for incivility, because then he would no longer be in command of his own conduct. When we are enjoined in the Bible to return good for evil, we look upon this as a moral injunction, which it is. But it is also a psychological prescription for our own emotional health. Nobody is unhappier than the perpetual reactor. His center of emotional gravity is not rooted within himself, where it belongs, but in the world outside him. His spiritual temperature is always being raised or lowered by the social climate around him, and he is a mere creature at the mercy of these elements. Praise gives him a feeling of euphoria, which is false because it does not last and it does not come from self-approval. Criticism depresses him more than it should because it confirms his own secretly shaky opinion of himself. Snubs hurt him, and the merest suspicion of unpopularity in any quarter rouses him to bitterness. A serenity of spirit cannot be achieved until we become the masters of our own actions and attitudes. To let another determine whether we shall be rude or gracious, elated or depressed, is to relinquish control over our own personalities, which is ultimately all we possess. The only true possession is self-possession. That blew me away. That's exactly the little lesson that I had learned, I think, over the weekend, and been trying to learn over this past year. And I forget. Doggone it, sometimes I forget, and it's the funniest thing that'll come up and remind me, and I can say, "Oh, I forgot." When we talk about making conscious choices, then I want you all to really underline for yourself that it doesn't have only to do with the things that we often talk about here at Windstar, the way we cast our vote, the way we spend our money, the things we teach our children, the things that we put forward in our own lives. It can have to do with much more subtle levels of being, and that you can in fact be who you are. That not only is okay, it's what is most desired, and that in that is the greatest opportunity that you will have to make a difference. That's the only difference that you can make. There's nobody else but you that can make that difference.